2017 is a year of varied opinions and, shall we say, mixed critical reception. We've had a lot of good and a whole lot of bad this year from format to format. Regardless, it's a year that's seen the release of a lot of new cards, some of which are arguably the most broken ever printed. So this list consists of cards that were released specifically in this year, hence why I won't be mentioning things like Maxi or Dinglong, who have had somewhat of an impact in 2017, but yeah, 2017 releases only. And again, just to clarify, like any and all top 10 lists, it's purely opinion based and not definitive, so take each entry with a pinch of salt. And if you feel I've forgotten something or got something in the wrong order, let me know in the comments section below with your thoughts. Number 10, set rotation. Other than completely blocking off your opponent's field spell zone, which I think is a little broken with Gateway, I enjoyed the creativity aspect of this card. Being able to play a deck with a lot of field spells like Meltdown, Ravine, Diagram or Hanger meant you could mix and match a lot of your decks together and try build a degree of synergy. But a shout out to True Draco Cosmo Metaphors. That deck didn't really do much at all and it wasn't super popular, but it was really fun giving your opponent a Cosmo Town, popping it with Slip Rider, and then getting a Cert. I'm sure there were way more cool combos involving this card, but sadly at 1, it's basically useless to play unless you legitimately do have uses for other field spells in your deck. Number 9, Time Pendulum Graph. It's kinda cheating to include a bunch of support cards into one category, but if I didn't do this, then the list would probably be like top 25 or something. The general pendulum support this year was pretty outstanding, and while initially the deck wasn't super great because, well, Zoo was still a thing, the deck got solid support. Nothing particularly broken or insane, but generally just well-designed cards that were powerful, complemented the deck well, synergized well with previous support, and was a natural flow and direction forward for Magicians. If you want an example of solid deck design and mechanical placement within Yu-Gi-Oh!, this deck is probably one of the best design ever, and the support was truly fantastic. Number 8, evenly matched.
Yeah. How are you still equal in it? How are you still +1? How are you still +1?
Why not, bro?
This fucking deck just banished 6 cards and he's +1!
Evenly matching spirals and still being neg 1 aside, this card itself is game-breakingly broken and overpowered given the right circumstances, like going second versus Pendulum. It's hard to think of many cards ever in this game that have become instant staple 3-ofs in either the main or side, but that is probably going to be one of them, if you can afford it, that is. Number 7, Lawnmowing. There was generally a 2 or 3 month period in this game during 2017 where playing anything less than 60 cards in your deck was considered weird and simply just wrong. Imagine that, living a format where 40 cards was seen as bad deck building. Initially I thought Lawnmowing was a great card for the game as it promoted the synergy of multiple decks and innovative deck building. What really happened was that you would drop this turn 1 versus a 40 card deck and mill about 15 cards including Snow and a few random special summons and auto win the game. This card is extremely ignorant and I think is at 1 for the best. I don't like the idea of being able to just slam a card on the table and potentially auto win from that alone based on luck. At least at 1 you're not going to reliably draw it in 60 and you'll be forced to play left arm, a card which really makes you think twice before simply slamming on the table. Number 6, Dragonic Diagram. Crazy to think that Masterpiece is a legal card currently, yet is not just the de facto best deck because of how absurdly powerful it is, but a lot of that deck's power and consistency has come from Diagram, a card which, unsurprisingly due to its destroy effect on the field or hand, synergizes really well with many other archetypes in Yu-Gi-Oh! From dinosaurs to Cosmo to freaking Fluffles. Diagram was a great card this year because of just how much shit you could play it in and alongside. Combined with 3 set rotation, the deck building capabilities earlier this year were as wide as your imagination could take you. Number 5, Aleister the Invoker. You'd be hard pressed to find a deck that can top multiple events across 3 formats, but Aleister is definitely that guy. Since it's released and until now, the Invoked engine is a powerful, small deck that can consistently spit out a versatile boss monster able to be ran in basically any deck that isn't super reliant on a normal summon. While the ceiling in power invoked is by no means anywhere near the ceiling of other decks like Zoo, Pendulum or Draco this year, it certainly is up there in terms of its consistency, deck building, creativity and versatility, and like I said, being able to top multiple events across multiple formats is reason enough for it to be on this list. Number 4.
This should have been a lot more.
Firewall pass!
Come on!
Why? I don't understand!
Firewall!
Yes, Firewall Dragon. Any and all link-based decks like SPYRAL, World Chalice will find that Firewall Dragon is at the heart and soul of all its main powerful combos. A card so powerful it's got people thinking that for some reason you need to make it at any cost whatsoever. Firewall is an absurd card that contributes to every and any degenerate FTK or bizarre combo on Yu-Gi-Oh! Tube's channel. Firewall Dragon is insane, and so long as the link mechanic is around, this card will without a doubt remain a staple in any and all link decks from henceforth. Number 3, SPYRAL Double Helix. Very few decks in the history of Yu-Gi-Oh! Have ever taken as many spots in a YCS as this deck has, all because of one single support card. Tier 0 used to be a crazy once in a blue moon thing that occurred in this game, but as the years have gone by and the creative prowess of a company so rooted in serving nothing but the stockholders, Tier 0 has become the norm. Not only did we get a Tier 0 format this year, we got 2 of them, this being the latter. Double Helix is an amazing card that defined the deck and gave it so many plays, leading to probably some of the most unbreakable boards you will ever see in this game turn 1. Number 2, the entirety of the Zoo archetype. It's crazy to think how powerful this deck was with such a small engine. 9 main deck monsters and an entire extra deck of basically only Zoo cards created probably the most consistent Tier 0 deck of all time. Multiple Emerald effects used in a turn, Fusion Sub drawing 7 cards, setting 5 with a Trident. This deck did so much with so little, especially when Terratop was legal. Not even Master Rule 4 limited the power of this deck, but it evolved and adapted for the format and the game. Zoo will go down as one of the best decks of not just 2017, but of all time. Before going to number 1, I would just like to quickly thank all of my new subs this year for all the support and love you've shown to the channel, to the Table 500 series, for joining Discord, for the new patrons, Twitch subscribers and viewers, thank you to everyone. And at number 1 we have Sea Monster of Theseus. Yes, the quote-unquote most powerful monster of 2017 that doesn't even have an effect. Fuck Double Helix, Zoo, Diagram, and all the shit I just mentioned. Did you know that you can synchro summon a Coral Dragon using Theseus and a rare Metalfoes Bismugear? If ever you guys wanted evidence of how out of touch and clueless a company can be with its customers and player base, look no further than this article. They really have no idea what they're doing. Anyway, number 1, disappointment and letdown aside, the real number 1 card of 2017 in my opinion has been Ash Blossom of Joyous Spring. This card can negate about a third of the entire Yu-Gi-Oh! Card pool. This card is still, since release, sitting at a very hefty £60 a pop. Book of Moon was once the best neg 1 in Yu-Gi-Oh! But when Ash Blossom was released, step aside please. Almost any and every deck this year played 3 copies of Ash in the main deck, never mind side deck, just the main deck. Because of the trajectory of the game and how powerful decks have become, hand traps have since grown in popularity. With Maxi at 1, the next best option is, well, Ash Blossom. My number 1 card of 2017. Ash isn't exactly super broken on its own, it's not super powerful or game breaking, but because of how versatile and how staple it is, being able to be run in almost any and every deck, that in itself for me makes it the card of 2017. If money is anything to go by, then, well, it's the most valuable card of 2017, so here you go. Thanks everyone for watching. Make sure to comment, like, subscribe, consider becoming a patron for continued support of the channel to 2017, join my Discord, and see you next time.